everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a book tag with a twist. Last year I did an original book tag called the Valentine Boyfriend book tag, and I said I might do something else with it. I didn't. This year I want to do that thing. I saved it for February. Once October came around I decided so I saved it. It's basically the exact same tag. If you haven't seen that video, I would recommend going and seeing it. I will wait here. It's the same tag, just with a twist. Instead of the Valentine Boyfriend book tag, it is now the Bad Boy Boyfriend book tag, where it's the same 10 questions and I have to fill them with 10 bad guy characters. Not all of them are the bad guy. Some of them are anti-heroes. Some of them are side characters that are kind of villainous. And some of them are straight up the bad guy. And while all of them have novelizations or written works of them, not all of the ones that I'm thinking of are based off of the novelizations or the written works of these characters. Sometimes I'm thinking of a movie person, sometimes it's from a TV show. Anyways, these are all bad guys, and just like last time, I have to fit Valentine Morgenstern in one of the slots, and not in the same place I put him last time. That was a challenge. Just like last time, I have a list of the 10 different types of boyfriends, and I have my characters, and I'm going to show you guys the version of them that I mean when I talk about them. Okay, first, crush. Yeah, my first bad boy crush was Draco Malfoy. Yes, he's the book version of him I absolutely adore, but the Tom Felton version of him just kind of like elevated that crush just a little bit. Probably because he's so dang cute. But yes, I actually, towards the end, really did like Draco, especially. I felt bad for him, honestly. I really, really did. And he's the first bad boy of these bad boys to really enter my mind and my heart in a little way. So he's definitely my first crush bad boy. Number 2, the Sweetest boyfriend. Picking a bad guy that was the sweetest was actually kind of difficult, and not in the way that you think, because there were so many that could be sweet and so many that actually were sweet in a very real sense of the word, and it took me a while to figure out who I wanted to put here and leave here. Luke. I think he's sweet. I do. I really do. I think he's super sweet. Luke Castellan, I think that's how you say his name, from the Percy Jackson books, is my sweetest bad boy boyfriend. I think he's sweet. I do. I'm not lying on that one. I really do think he's sweet. The next one is the bring home to mom boyfriend. Okay, so the character that I chose for this one it's funny. It's so funny. But also he could have been the sweetest. He could have been first crush. He could have been soulmate. But I just put him here because I think it's hilarious. And also, I could bring him home to my mother. But it's not my mom I'd want to bring him home to. Oh man, I just made myself sad. Okay, anyway. The bad boy boyfriend that I would want to bring home to my mother is Kylo Ben. I call him Kylo Ben instead of Kylo Ren because while I admire Kylo Ren, I have a crush on Ben. And I do. I love Kylo Ben, Kylo Ren, Ben, whatever you want to call him. I do. I loved him. I've loved him for several years now. I kind of was like about him in The Force Awakens, but not like I didn't hate him. I just kind of was like, okay, So he's not that great. He's definitely a bad guy, but also like he's cute and he has issues that like make me think he could be better than what he is. And so there were a lot of different places I could put him, but I wanted to put him on the bring him home to mom. Because I really truly fell in love with him during The Last Jedi, and that's all I'm gonna say. Is just that I do love Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, love him to pieces, and I would bring him home to not just my mom, but also his mom, because moms are great. And he's awesome, and I love him, and I would definitely bring him home to my mom. I think my mom would really actually like him. I know that because my mom likes Star Wars. We watched them all together. The next one is the Friendzone Boyfriend, which is kind of self-explanatory. I mean, he's not actually a boyfriend, he's more of a friend. So, for this one, this is Valentine Morgenstern. This is where I put Valentine this time, because I didn't want to put him in the place that I put him last time. And I felt like this was a fitting place for him because I don't actually like him. I don't. So he's friend-zoned because I don't actually like him. Also, based off of what I know about him in these books, I'd rather have been his friend than his significant other. So yeah, this is where I put Valentine Morgenstern. This time I used this book instead of the other one, instead of his actual picture, because I felt this was the best place for him. Okay, doing this with villains is very difficult, especially when one of those villains is Valentine Morgenstern. Okay? Next one is the broody bad boy boyfriend. Yeah, this one I had trouble with because honestly a lot of these guys could go in the broody bad boy boyfriend. I mean, like, seriously, every single one of these people could go in the broody bad boy boyfriend spot because they're all broody bad boys. So this one was the hardest one to fill. And I had it filled, and then somebody reminded me of a character. My broody bad boy boyfriend is the Darkling. Yes, okay, I am in the middle of reading this series. I'm on Storm and Siege, and I can't help but say that I actually totally fell for the Darkling in, like, the first book. I mean, I get it. I get why Alina was that way. But also, he's the Darkling. And I feel like this fit him really well. Maybe a little bit too well. But yeah, I don't know, the Darkling. I felt like this fit him pretty well. Next one is the fixer-upper. This one was actually really easy for me because I knew exactly who I wanted to put here. I went back and forth between this guy and another guy for a while now. But this was the guy that I originally wanted to put here in the last tag, but I didn't. So I saved it for this time. And that is Sebastian Morgenstern. I actually... Okay, I can't say I don't like Sebastian Morgenstern, but it's just like, it's like, okay, he could have been so much better. He could have been great. And I feel like if somebody had gotten a hold of him sooner, he could have been fine. He wouldn't have been I mean, I don't know what would have happened with him. Honestly, it's just one of those things where you just gotta accept that you got what you got and you have to move on with life. But also, like, I feel like he could have been something great. And he was a really great villain. I mean, I really liked his villainous self because he proved to be a fantastic villain. And he was one of my favorite villains. And yeah, I just thought that the fixer-upper boyfriend was a really good spot for him. Next is a long-distance boyfriend. Again, pretty self-explanatory. This is where I had Valentine the last time. Mr. Wickham from Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, Mr. Wickham, not great. I would like to have him a long distance away from me. Also, he is the oldest one. I mean, he was in Regency time. So, like, he's a very long distance away from me because when he's in England, 2, he would be dead if he was actually real. And 3, I like him that way. I like him that way because I hate Wickham. I mean, he's great. He's great. But also, he's terrible. And him being as far away from me as possible is fantastic for me. And everybody. You don't want this guy anywhere near you. Now we're on to the always there for you boyfriend, or just the always there boyfriend. I shortened it to make it kind of creepy because my next boyfriend is Moriarty. Yes, basically any Moriarty, actually. Like the original Moriarty. Like you could do Lucian Moriarty from the Sherlock Holmes books and that. But I want to go with the original Moriarty. And yes, there are novelizations of him. And yes, I have them up there. But my favorite Moriarty is the one from BBC Sherlock. So, yes. He's super creepy and he's literally always there. He's always there. You don't know how, but he's always there. And he's always there for you. So, I love this Moriarty. And I just thought that this one was like the perfect spot for him. So yeah, that's my always there boyfriend. Now, my secret boyfriend. This one's actually not a secret. Okay? It's my favorite villain. But he's very secretive, and he would be a secret boyfriend. And that is Loki. I mean, come on. We had to know that Loki was gonna be on here. I love Loki. He's literally my favorite villain of like Marvel and I had this conversation with my niece. And she's like, we were talking about superheroes and Marvel and Disney and all this other stuff, and I was talking with my nephew about Star Wars and how much I loved Kylo Ren and Ben, and she's like, who's your favorite villain? And I said Loki. And she's like, no, I mean, like, who's your favorite Disney villain? And I was like, Loki. Because Marvel is owned by Disney, and so he's like a Disney villain, and he's a Disney prince, and he's fantastic. I love Loki and all of his mischievous ways. I don't ever expect him to really change. Like, he did. He was fantastic. I love him. I miss him. It's just like Loki is fantastic, and he's a great secret boyfriend. He's a great secret boyfriend. Don't you think? I think he's great. And last but not least, my soulmate. Again, this one was really hard, actually, but I always knew in my soul that this guy would be my soulmate on this list because, oh my gosh, I so wanted to put Kylo Ren here. Like, I really, really did. But this guy is also, not the bad guy. But he is a bad guy. And he's my favorite. Kaz Brekker, Six of Crows. When people know you're a monster, you needn't do every monstrous thing. That's probably butchering the line. But he says that. He says that. Kaz Brekker knows he's a monster. But he doesn't need to do every monstrous thing because everybody knows he's a monster. Everybody knows he will do the monstrous thing if he needs to. But if he doesn't need to and can use it against you anyway, he won't do it. So it's just saving him time, effort, and money, I guess, and not the fact that he has a sliver of good inside of him. I mean, obviously he has the ability to care about people and things and do good, but not necessarily for the best reasons. And yes, if he were real, I would be terrified of him, but I would also be slightly in love with him, because I am slightly in love with this character. I mean, like, not actually in love with him, but I don't have a squish on him either, but with his character as a character, I think he's brilliant, and I think he's perfection just the way that he is. And yeah, I can't believe I said that about Kaz Brekker, but you, if you've read the book, you know. If you haven't read the book, read the book. Yeah, Kaz Brekker is my bad guy soulmate. So that is it for my bad boy boyfriend book tag. I'm not actually going to tag anybody in it because nobody did it last time. But if you want to do it, you can totally do it. You can do it on video and you can tag me in it and let me know, or you can just comment your answers down below. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and tell me what you think about it down below. If you think that I should do another variation of this and the Valentine Boyfriend book tag later, maybe next year or later on in the year, let me know your thoughts on this. And definitely go check out my other socials, because I do have a tendency to talk about these guys over there, and also the people from my Valentine Boyfriend book tag. And definitely you guys should go check that tag out, because that was so fun to make. These tags are so fun to make, and I'm gonna try and create a new tag again, but this one just came to me and it was so fun, and I enjoyed making it so much. And so I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys stick around and subscribe if you haven't, please, because more awesome is coming your way. And I hope you guys are having an amazing week and an amazing life, and until I see you again pretty soon, bye.